Okay, we're in focus right now. Hey, I'm back. It's a Christmas miracle, you know. Actually, it's like New Year's Day, but like the tree is still up, so still a Christmas miracle. Today with the New Year coming around, I'm going to be talking about, a question that a lot of people have asked me over the past year, right? You've probably heard my story, if you're remotely aware of me, I went from 0 to 6 figures in about 6-7 months and in 2019. Okay, and I'm gonna take this video to kind of talk about the 5 steps or the 5 kind of processes I followed to go from 0. Literally at the beginning of this year, I had like $13. Okay, to 6 figures by around August. Okay, and that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about here. Obviously, I'm going to acknowledge the fact that I haven't made a video in the past month and a half, 2 months, but end of the year got real busy with the agency and all that. So I had to take some time off the whole YouTube because again, YouTube isn't paying me anything. So money rules everything around me. Okay, so let's kind of get started. Okay, the first thing I would like to point out, what I find is probably the most important thing that really helped me along the way, was being consistent. Okay, and not just consistent in random things, but consistently showing up. Like, I feel like the fact that I showed up to networking events at like 6 p.m. on days I just was so exhausted, right? And even though a lot of times I didn't get anything from going to those events, but there now and again when I would get 1 client or 2 clients, right? And a $1,500, $2,000 client here and there, even if it's once every 2 months, goes a very long way to being successful. Okay, I'm sure you've all heard the quote about you are what you consistently do, right? So I make sure that every day I consistently do things that actually count, and not just count towards being busy, but count towards actually generating revenue. Okay, I feel like a lot of times people waste time doing a lot of busy work, and they feel like they're busy and they're constantly being busy, but they're not consistently doing things that generate revenue. The second thing I want to talk about is focus on revenue. Okay, figure out exactly what part of your whole business process generates you actual income, and ignore the rest or outsource it, right? Like when I first started, I used to be very big on sending emails, cold calling, and doing all that, right? I can't remember the first time my agency all that, but like when I looked at the ROI, I really was spending a lot of time doing this and going door to door, and I wasn't getting that much back. Instead, I switched more time into networking, actually going to like networking events. I switched more time into following up on networking events, okay? And I switched more time into actually making good content, okay? I put a lot more time into creating good content. That way, the people who I do meet, I was converting, because I see a lot of people talking about when you're starting a marketing agency, go door to door, go through the phone book, call people. But the truth of the matter is, lots of people are calling these people. So you're not really going to get in touch with anyone doing activities like that. Okay? And also, another huge time waste I found was, people who, it's funny coming from considering what you're doing right now, but wasting a lot of time watching YouTube videos, okay? Wasting a lot of time trying to find the perfect thing to do, right? That's not actually generating revenue right now. Get a good idea of what you want to do and just go for it, okay? The sooner you start working towards creating revenue, the sooner you're going to create revenue. Next thing I'm going to talk about is follow-up. This goes back to the whole networking and doing revenue generating activities, okay? I find that a lot of people get people's contact information or they get a good lead and they just don't follow up. I make sure that I email every single person who I get their contact information, who could be a potential client. I email them the next day, every single time, okay? In fact, I will even put like my I'll put a link in the description below to my template of what email I send. Even if it's just like a casual meeting, okay? I just send them an email, say it was a pleasure meeting them, reminds them who I am, what I do. This way, one, if they ever think of me in the future, they can just search their email for my name and I will come up. It's better than a phone call. You can't search up phone calls. You can't search up who called you. You can't search any of that if you don't know someone's number. But if it's an email, they can just search their email for Chihu, right? And I will come up, and what I do would be right there on my contact information. Okay, so I always send everyone I meet an email. Follow up, I feel like, is 8% of converting a client. Okay, you gotta follow up. Lots of people, and no one gives a shit about you. Okay, no one gives a shit about you. So that goes into my next point. My next point is, remember, no one gives a shit about you. Okay, like I see a lot of people who like complain and whine about shit not going right. One, no one cares, and two, you just gotta be patient with the process, right? You have to really enjoy the process of grinding it out, building your business, raising your revenue, right? You have to be just patient with the process, because no one cares about when you complain. And two, you have to remember, the only person who really gains from your success at the end of the day is you, okay? Don't expect other people to have to want to motivate you. Don't expect other people to want to help you. If someone wastes personally, if someone doesn't do business with you, don't take it personally. Don't waste your time trying to. I find people who really try to sell someone on their product or service, right? I treat business kind of how I treat dating. Okay, if someone likes me, person, okay, I'm more of hitting as many people as you can, instead of just trying to harp on the same people. I have people who call the same person for like 10, 15, 20 times, like send the same email. They're really trying to get this big fish, when they could have spent their time getting a bunch of little fishes that would add up to that big fish, okay? No one gives a shit about you. So don't take it personally when they don't do business with you. Just move on and find someone else, okay? Don't waste your time chasing people who are just not worth it. Okay, again, treat business like dating. Okay, just keep moving on. And the final thing, and probably the hardest thing for me, okay, I was good at this in the beginning of the year, but I feel like the moment I hit 6 figures, I became a little lazy about it, because now I don't really need money as much, because you're not the urgency, that hunger. Like when I said that $0, I was hungry as fuck, okay? I needed to make it work, or I was going to pay rent. I wasn't going to eat, right? So I was very good at it back then, but now I've gotten a little lazy. But that's one of my New Year's resolutions for next year. I'm really going to work on this aspect, and it's time management, okay? Making sure that your daily schedule, your weekly schedule is designed in a way that's optimal to hit your goals, okay? Personally, I like to set goals for the day, goals for the week, right? And I work all day until I get those particular goals done, okay? And something else might work for you. Maybe accounting for every hour of your day might work better for you, but just figure out a way to make sure all your time is, one, accounted for, and two, actually is going towards, improving your revenue base, okay? Don't spend 20 hours a week on something that only provides 1% of your revenue, okay? Because for every time you spend doing one thing, that's time you're not spending on doing something else, okay? So I like to find out like the 4 main aspects of your business or whatever you do are generated that's the most important, and make sure about 60% of your time is spent towards it. Like for me personally, obviously getting client results, okay? Doing client deliverables is extremely important, because again, if I don't get my client results, they're not going to renew, and then I'm broke, okay? Number 2 is working on my social media content, okay? My Facebook, my Instagram, because guess what? that's how I get new prospects, through my Facebook posts, posting testimonials, posting case studies. I'm working on all that because that's very important, right? It's a way for me to show people who are aware of my brand but haven't yet converted, to show them what they're missing out on. It's like when you break up with your girl and now you have to post all these fire pictures to make sure she knows what she's missing out on, okay? It's kind of like that, but with people who haven't done business with you yet but follow you on social media, okay? So I work on my content. 3 is networking, okay? A lot of the business I have gotten towards the later end of the year has been from referrals from people who I met and relationships I created through networking. Although moving into the new year, I'm going to be hiring some account managers because I personally dislike networking, but I had to do it all year because it was very important. And building those relationships has really, I feel like about 6% of all my clients came from either people I met during networking or people who referred them to me during networking, okay? That's, the third most important part. And the fourth most important part is client relationships, okay? It doesn't matter if you get the client all the results they wanted. If they don't feel like you really care about them, they're going to leave you, okay? They're going to leave you for someone who else they think can get them the same results for a cheaper price. Like if you're charging, for a high-end service, you really have to, it's less comes down to results and logic and comes down to how people feel. So I have found this extreme, I've gotten fired by clients who I raised their revenue base, I increased all their KPIs, but they hadn't heard from me in a month, and so they just wanted someone who would relate more to them, right? So it doesn't matter how good a job you do, if the person doesn't feel a human connection with you, they're probably going to fire you. And that's another thing I'm going to work on coming next year. I'm going to work on, the whole making sure my clients feel like I really give a shit about them. But remember, no one really gives a shit about you, okay? And then, those are kind of the 5 things that really, really helped me to go from literally $13 to 6 figures in about 6-7 months. Because I don't like to count that first month, because that first month I really didn't do shit. So in about 6-7 months. And this year, I'm looking to go from 6 to 7 figures. And I'm going to try to document more of my journey here on YouTube, and hopefully I never go a month without uploading again. But again, this is Chihu with Grow with Chihu, and I hope you got some useful information from that, okay? And here's to hopefully a video every 2 weeks, moving into the new year. I'm trying to get 7 figures, so I can't promise anything, okay? 7 figures is going to take a lot of time, and YouTube is kind of a hobby, okay? And well, happy holidays. I'm guessing this is probably going to go up on the 31st or the 1st of the month, whatever I actually get around to editing and then uploading it. But yeah, happy new year, folks, and I look forward to 2020. Is it going to be 2020 or 2020? What are we going to be calling it? I think 2020 just call it 20s, has a better ring to it.